Good evening. This week's tube strikes are off, but the warning from the RMT union tonight is clear. It's not over. 2 24-hour strikes were due to begin at midday tomorrow, causing the usual problems for commuters, but also threatening visitors' plans for the Chelsea Flower Show. The walkouts have now been postponed, but next month's strikes are still on. So what's changed and what hasn't? Cafe Pater has spent the day outside TfL HQ trying to find out.
Behind the glass walls of TfL's headquarters, an 11th hour meeting about this week's tube strikes.
So we've been here for around 20 minutes waiting for news about whether or not this week's strikes are going ahead. And I just received a text from someone I know who works at TfL. 2 words: strikes cancelled.
Across the road at Southwark Station, this news came as a very much welcome surprise for this group of tourists.
They've been cancelled.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Because we came from California.
My visitors from California.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm so sorry, we can't do all the stuff we want to do in London. And now
Well, now you can.
Fantastic.
Is this real? You're
It's
not
very
putting us
real.
on.
No. Very real indeed.
Amazing. You've made our day.
The reason for the strikes were down to a dispute over drivers' shift patterns. TfL had suggested a voluntary 4-day working week, but the RMT union argued it meant longer shifts and less flexibility for drivers. Back at TfL HQ, bosses were undoubtedly pleased, however, somewhat tight-lipped about why the strike was called off.
We understand that further action may be notified. We're yet to hear officially about that, but we'll continue to work with all the trade unions involved to address any further concerns.
You can't give us any details about what you agreed to in there, can you?
Well, it's always been our position that these changes are entirely voluntary. We've reassured the RMT and the other trade unions that any drivers who wish to opt in to the new working pattern may do so, and those that don't wish to do that will be able to continue to work with all current agreements.
Even with this brief detente, the ceasefire is still quite a fragile one, as reflected in the RMT union statement. The dispute is not over, they said, and more strike action will follow if we fail to make sufficient progress. That strike action could take place next month.
I know you say next month, but actually it's not that far away, is it, Kath?
No, much closer. They were initially pegged for the 16th to the 18th of June. That's now been moved to potentially the 2nd to the 8th of June, the first week of June. Now, in light of this, and reading between the lines of what the RMT union and TfL have said, it's not exactly clear that they've reached an ironclad agreement. They've agreed, it seems, to keep the dialogue open. But, Charlene, the clock is ticking. They can't keep talking forever. And if they don't reach an agreement next month, those strikes may well go ahead.
All right, Kath, thanks very much. The father of Kyan Prince, who was stabbed to death 20 years ago, says the government's still failing to deal with the causes of knife crime. The 15-year-old was killed while trying to break up a fight outside his school in Edgware. In the years after his death, Kyan's family set up a foundation in his name, which, among other things, runs after-school sessions in Tottenham. Mark Prince told us that despite knife crime falling, much more needs to be done to support teenagers.
Kids don't feel confident about their future. 2 in 5 young people don't believe that they are somebody, that they're going to become somebody great in their lives. And that's a worry. We've recognised for our research how much young people need youth clubs. They've been asking for a place where they can get support, they can get sporting opportunities, they can get emotional intelligence help, mental health support.
The Home Office told us they do have a clear focus on education and early intervention to tackle root causes and a new plan to halve knife crime. Well, that interview with Mark Prince was from a special report by Mary Nightingale on the Evening News, which is straight after us. OK, next tonight to Wes Streeting. After days of will he or won't he, the Ilford MP's finally said he will run for Labour leader if there's a contest. But is he jeopardising potential future support to get the job now? He says Britain's future one day lies back in the European Union. So how's that gone down with voters? Well, Carolyn Sims has been speaking to people in Havering who, out of all of Greater London, voted most strongly to leave in 2016.
John, we need a proper contest with the best candidates on the field, and I'll be standing.
Wes Streeting finally setting the record straight at a conference over the weekend. And despite there being no formal leadership contest underway, the Ilford North MP was keen to remind people of his views on even the most controversial of subjects.
Leaving the European Union was a catastrophic mistake. Britain's future lies with Europe and one day, back in the European Union.
Most of London voted Remain, so Wes Streeting's policies on Europe could go down well. But he'd be up against places like Romford, which reflects the mood of a lot of the country. Reform is making big gains here, and they voted to leave.
I'm sorry with all these Labour people that want to take us back in. Not for me.
Would that put you off voting for them?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't vote for them.
When something so strongly has been voted for, then it should remain.
The country decided, and he's going against that.
Do you think people have realised that leaving might not have been good for the economy?
It's a bit late now. It's a bit late.
After Wes Streeting resigned as Health Secretary last week, the way was made clear for Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham to stand in a by-election in Makerfield. If he wins, he could return as an MP to fight a leadership campaign. Today, he backed away from rerunning arguments about Europe. Supporters of the Prime Minister, meanwhile, say he still has a job to do.
Now we must get on, unify, focus on the job in hand, come together and deliver on behalf of the British people.
But Wes says he won't shy away from any debates, even with Brexit-backing voters in Romford, who one day he may need to get on side. Carolyn Sim, ITV News.
2 men are accused of burglary at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on a night when Beyoncé was playing to a sellout crowd. The pair have been charged with allegedly accessing a VIP rooftop terrace and causing more than £1,000 worth of damage to an electric access panel in June last year. A trial is expected to take place next month. Teachers in Waltham Forest have walked out in a dispute over funding. Henry Maynard Primary School is classed as an outer London borough school, which means it receives less money for education from central government than inner London ones. The Department for Education says mainstream school funding will rise again next year, but teachers say they're being forced to implement a restructure due to financial pressures. Parents and students are calling for more funding.
Well, I think as a parent it's just really important to show your support that actually the kind of particularly the schools in this borough have got a particular problem in the way they're funded.
I want my school to get better payment because they deserve more.
The school is already doing a lot with not very much resource, so anything less than that is not going to be good enough, frankly.
We need to help our teachers because our school matters.
If any funding was lost towards this school, I think it would be a real shame.
A group of women artists who occupy one of the most striking exhibition spaces open to the public are fighting to stay open. The artists' garden transformed a neglected roof terrace above Temple Tube Station into a site with large-scale pieces by women-only sculptors. It's been hugely popular, but now they fear they're going to be evicted. Helen Keenan has more.
Hidden in plain sight above Temple Tube is a sanctuary for art. Sculptures created by both established and emerging artists.
Wow. Oh, and then that's it.
Yeah. How does it feel being so involved in the art as aspiring artists yourselves?
It feels amazing. It feels like we're being trusted. I feel like too often young people are given, are underestimated, so we're never given roles that make us stretch and learn more. And I feel like I've surprised myself with how much I can do. I feel empowered by this whole thing.
Absolutely, and I think it reduces the intimidation factor as well.
But this blissful picture in a prime location is under threat. They are about to be made homeless. A public space they say is being given to a private developer. And their message, you can't put a price on art.
They passed Acts of Parliament which said that this will remain forever public access land, like the rest of the 22 acres of the Victoria Embankment. But Places for London are granting a lease to a private developer. It will see the total destruction of an incredibly successful project.
You can pour some more in, yeah, that's it.
It solely showcases female artists, a gender often overlooked in the industry.
Something like 93% of outdoor sculpture, public art pieces are all by men or about men. And so, yeah, of course, I'm going to jump at the opportunity.
There are people from all walks of life, and you really can't say that about many cultural spaces, and that's why what's happening here is so crucial in bringing audiences and art together in the widest possible way.
The land is operated by TfL's property company, Places for London. They say the terrace now requires essential repair and safety works, and the space needs to be cleared so they can be carried out safely. Any future proposals, they say, for the terrace would need to protect public access and support the area's cultural character. The artists need thousands of signatures for their petition. Time is running out for the charity to convince TfL to keep this site in their hands. Helen Keenan, ITV News.
Right, still to come on the programme. She's got a spring in her step and a story to tell. Strictly's Amy Dowden and Carlos Gu will be here to talk about their return to the dance floor, and
we've got some blooming marvellous weather on the way, and what better place to tell you about it than Chelsea in bloom. See you soon.
But before all of that, time for a look at the day's sport. Chelsea have announced their new manager as Xabi Alonso. The Spaniard will begin the role in July. Has agreed a 4-year contract with the Blues. Today, interim manager Callum McFarlane told journalists he looks forward to welcoming Alonso and his coaching team.
Great coach, massive pedigree. Yeah, really exciting for the club. We're all looking forward to working with Xabi. It's a massive club. I think we've got really exciting players, some of the best players in the world, who have shown, even though it's been a disappointing season, they have shown at times this year the quality that we have. So yes, it's a massive club and it will always attract top players and top managers.
Arsenal face Burnley tonight, knowing a first Premier League title in 2 decades is within their grasp. If they can avoid a slip-up at the Emirates, and if Man City fail to beat Bournemouth tomorrow, then the Gunners could be crowned champions. Mikel Arteta has been forced into at least one change to his starting lineup because of injury. Now, the dance moves of our guests tonight. Have graced our screens on weekend nights on Strictly Come Dancing, but now Amy Dowden and Carlos Gu have paired up and are hitting the road once again for their show Reborn. Yeah, where both the professional dancers show off their skills and their friendships and their stories on stage. Amy and Carlos, thank you both for joining us. Now, this isn't the first time. You guys did it last year and survived. Your friendship survived.
It certainly
which is
did.
why you're doing it again.
It's absolutely, and actually for me is when I felt like me again after everything I'd been through, and I got my confidence back, and that was down to Carlos, my dear husband, you know, who didn't let me give up, got me in the studio, and yeah, that tour, 22 full-on dance numbers, but being able to perform up close and personal in theatres again, and the reception we had was just amazing. But
we just loved it.
Yeah, it's a new version of this year because obviously so much has changed. Like somebody won Strictly Come
You won
Dancing.
Strictly, Carlos. Congratulations.
Thank you
That's
very
brilliant.
Much. Was very lucky. We was grateful, and Karen, she was amazing, and she gave everything that I deserved.
Yeah.
And she's just incredible. And she said she can't wait to see the tour, and she might gonna pop in up one of the venues.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yes, no more, but
do you know what's brilliant though is you two aren't just telly friends, you're actual friends. And Amy talks about how much help, you know, what a help you were to her when she was, you know, dealing with the diagnosis and in recovery. Has it been really nice to be able to show her just how strong and powerful she is by getting her on stage again?
Exactly, like seeing her last year, it touched me deeply because the dancer Amy has back and finally back, and the way she's such talent and she's an incredible dancer, but what she's been through, it was just, you know, it's hard, and I'm so lucky that I am one of the person in her life and standing beside her to helping her go through and seeing her shine through the stage and through the things that she loves.
Yeah, because has it been quite a healer for you being able to get back to dancing?
Yeah, absolutely. the show, Reborn, we really go through everything we've both been through. Carlos as well, growing up in China and coming across to the UK and being able to be true to himself here. But we really go deep, and it's such a personal show into my journey. But also, we celebrate as well. We come through the other side, and the message we hope to deliver. So yeah, we literally have like quite an emotional rumba to all of a sudden then, you know, a jive, which is really joyful and joyous, and Carlos singing and you name it. So
hang on.
You have to understand the way I am. Mine have a tiger.
Oh, I love that.
And he's singing something new
I'm so
this year.
excited. Did you know you were a singer before Amy made you do it?
No.
But also, you've got a brand new number you're singing this year.
I do.
This morning he had a very intense session with his vocalist.
Yeah,
but,
it's a show
so
with
excited.
a huge passion of ours, and we just loved
just love
every
it, yeah.
single second.
And do you know
of
what's
it.
really lovely? It's a different way of telling your story because, you know, you moved here from China and that you could be true to yourself. And that journey has led you to winning Strictly, which is by far the biggest thing you can possibly win dancing-wise in this country. And what's really beautiful is you have the ability to tell that story through a medium that you love.
How lucky you are to be in that position.
But are you going to bring the glitter ball on tour? Oh.
Where is the glitter ball, by the way? Why have you not brought the glitter ball?
Oh, I know.
The most obvious spot on my shelf.
Yes.
Do you wake up and look at it every morning?
I do actually with my coffee. I decorate it with a little hat on it. My little baby.
So what's really lovely is that anyone that went last year, they will see differences this year.
Absolutely.
Because you've been updating it with everything that's happened over the past year and just sort of health-wise, all going okay?
Yeah, obviously I had another mastectomy in November, so we touch on that in the show. But no, I'm doing really, really well, and I just literally cannot wait to be back on tour with my best friend. After having your dancing taken away from you, you know, you just enjoy every second, every beat on that dance floor.
So very, very quickly, Secret Squirrel, no one else is watching. It's just the three of us having a conversation. Are you excited about Emma and Josh being the new Strictly hosts?
We genuinely do not know. I promise you. We want to know.
That was very close,
We've
darling.
been trying to find out today because we've seen some friends of ours today and we're like, do you know? Do you know? I know.
Well, that's where I'm going to end then. You're going to be in Richmond, High Wycombe and Dartford with the show, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you
Thank
both
you so
much.
much.
Thank you. Right, the King and Queen have been touring the Chelsea Flower Show, which is where these two were today. They've been taking a look at some of the many gardens on display. One of them this year is the King's Own. The King's Foundation Curious Garden has been created with Sir David Beckham and Alan Titchmarsh. That's not the only thing that's been happening in Chelsea flower-wise. So has Chelsea in Bloom. And Sally's there having another look for us this year. How's it been, Sal?
Well, Charlene, this is the world, but not as we know it, because it's made of flowers. Now, we've got Chelsea Flower Show just over there, and this is Chelsea in Bloom. Come and have a closer look. This one's been made for David Attenborough for his 100th birthday. We've got a beautiful mossy elephant here, a very fetching petal-covered flamingo. But the theme this year is out of this world, so loads of space going on. Look at this enormous astronaut and the moon behind it. And earlier I spoke to the florist Ruth, who was the brain behind this creation. I bet you don't get many brides and grooms asking for an astronaut in flowers.
I know, they love white roses, but not necessarily in this formation. But yeah, it's so fun to be able to just do a public art display of that scale out of flowers. So we've really enjoyed it.
Now, another person who loves Chelsea in Bloom is, of course, Trini. Do you remember Trini and Susanna, What Not to Wear? She's got a shop here, and look at her pictures of her shop covered in tarot cards. That was her theme this year. I had no idea she was a dab hand at tarot. Take a listen. Are you into tarot card reading then? Are you into this? Is this a thing?
I used to read tarot cards. This is a little known fact. It was in my younger years of, you know, going a bit crazy around London, but I was 20 to 23. Everyone came to me for tarot readings, my friends. And I sort of, you know, I'd had a little drink and I'd have them out and I would just think what's coming to me. And I literally did think what's coming to me, what's coming out of this. And they go, oh my God, no. And I go, yeah. And then you lean in. So it's kind of...
And it gets bigger and bigger.
It gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I would have loved to have been there at the time. Right, I'm with Caroline now from Cadogan, who organised Chelsea in Bloom, which is all over the King's Road and beyond, isn't it?
It is.
It's like Christmas. In fact, this is what I love about it for you. It's bigger than Christmas, isn't it?
It is. It's bigger than Christmas. It is London's largest free flower festival.
Brilliant.
And it really does feel like a festival here at the moment. It's that sense of togetherness from everybody taking part, everybody coming down, everyone smiling. I think that sense of joyful escapism that we all really need right now.
We've got some fabulous pictures of all the other displays that you've got. What made you pick space? Space in Chelsea.
Escapism and all the things going on at the moment, the moon landings and
yes, of course.
There was so many brilliant ways to interpret it, and the businesses, we've got over 140 businesses taking part, and they have all interpreted it in different ways.
They
so
truly
it's completely bonkers out of this world around here at the moment. We're loving it.
And the other lovely thing is that this actual display, a replica of it, because obviously this is the real one, is actually in Chelsea Flower Show. Just briefly, people can come here, look at it and vote for their favourite, right?
Definitely. Everybody please vote for your favourite. People's Champion goes live tonight, and you've got until midnight on Thursday to vote for People's Champion, and we'll announce that on Friday.
Amazing. Listen, Caroline, thank you so much. I hope it goes really well.
Thank
I hope you get lots of
you.
people coming to look. Come and have a look. And she'll be pleased to know we have got some lovely weather on its way as we go through the week. So let's take a little look. It's getting warmer.
Come rain or shine, Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello again. Well, I am still obsessed with these foxes, which are getting bigger, but still young enough for sibling shenanigans. Now, we have got rain moving through tonight, which means we've got a bit of a damp start tomorrow morning. Then it does dry up a lot, but still the risk of a few showers coming through. But as the week goes on, it gets warmer. Take a look at these temperatures. By Wednesday, some spots getting up into the low 20s, and by Friday, we could be peaking at 28 degrees. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. But yes, getting warmer. Right, for this evening, it's pretty quiet out here, apart from the bus honking. But as we go through overnight, we're going to see that cloud thickening up, and then that rain comes in from the west. So by dawn, it is going to be wet, but quite mild. Those temperatures in a few spots staying up into double figures. So I'm afraid during rush hour, it's likely to still be quite wet. It does clear off from the west first, off towards the east. So staying dampest in the east for longest. And then behind it, you can see we've got a lot of dry weather on the cards, but still the chance of a few showers and maybe even a rumble of thunder. But it could be that a lot of them go further north. So a few sunny spells are possible as well with that cloud. And as a result, those temperatures could get up to highs of 18, 19 degrees. So a little bit up on today, but at times a bit blustery. If you're out tomorrow evening, still possibly a shower around, although again, it might be that they just edge a little bit further north. So into the outlook, it gets brighter as the week goes on and warmer too by day and by night. Enjoy.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Making the most of summer. Piri sponsors ITV pollen count.
Thankfully, for the next few days, pollen levels are low, but they are set to increase as the weather gets a little better, warmer and sunnier as the week goes on. That's it from us all here at beautiful Chelsea in Bloom on the King's Road. Cheerio.
And finally, from Six the Musical to Oh Mary, historic women setting their stories straight have proven to be huge hits in the West End. Well, now a big Hollywood backer is bringing 1536 to the Ambassadors Theatre. The play is set in Tudor Essex and looks at how things have changed for women, or perhaps not. Daisy Bustle's been to see it.
3 central female characters who are all gorgeous and awful and vicious and feisty.
Proper pure comedy zingers, and then also get to be so dramatic.
Yeah.
These type of stories matter as well.
The year is 1536. 3 friends in rural Essex are slowly hearing news of a queen's deadly fate in the heart of London. That's where we find ourselves at the Ambassadors Theatre.
It starts the day that they hear that Anne Boleyn has been arrested.
I wonder if he'll kill her.
Mariella, shut up!
Treason is serious, Anna.
Kings don't kill their wives, all right?
As characters Mariella, Anna and Jane, played by Tanya Reynolds, Sienna Kelly and Liv Hill, navigate marriage, work and relationships in Tudor England, this gripping and dark comedy explores female friendship and how the actions of men in power trickle down to working class women.
It's set nearly 500 years ago, but it does still feel really current, doesn't it? I mean, the parallels are like, they're so obvious that it doesn't need to... We don't even need to say it.
We just hope that people, you know, come and see this play and they are confronted with, like, who are we as a society right now and who do we want to be and do we want to keep on repeating these same mistakes?
We can put these three characters in any decade and it would make sense.
I believe in this play. I want as many people to see it as...
Backed by Hollywood royalty, Margot Robbie is a co-producer. 1536 is the latest in a new wave of theatre productions putting women of history centre stage.
Give me a beat.
Six the Musical, a pop concert that retells the lives of each of Henry VIII's wives, and Oh Mary, a camp comedy starring 19th century First Lady Mary Todd Lincoln, have both seen huge box office success.
What do you think Mariella, Anna and Jane would make of life in 2026?
Oh. She'd be on Instagram for sure. Definitely on all the dating apps.
I still think that Jane, if she was plopped into this society, would still try to, like, conform.
I feel like Mariella probably works for the NHS.
Which entrance did she take in the tower? Which gate?
The show is on a limited run at the Ambassadors until August, but with tickets in hot demand, fear not. It's just landed an 8-part TV adaptation. The next step forward in the lives of these women from our past. Daisy Bucell, ITV News.
That's it from us. The evening news is next with Mary, of course. But for now, from all of us, have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.